You hear me pushing this Dan Marino and Don Shula narrative, right? Don Shula coached from 1963 to 1995, the head coach of Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. Look, man.
Now, what I'm getting at, you said, how many Super Bowls did Shula have?
One.
Don Shula has
72 Dolphins.
Yeah, the undefeated Dolphins.
So why are we gotta get into it because you brought it up, and me and Joe already talked about it.
I already know where this is going.
Mike Tomlin.
Oh.
Mike Tomlin. Why are we tripping? I'm glad he resigned. I hope Pittsburgh can move on.
Which was a classy move.
You know,
Which was a classy move.
Mike Norvell, you need to go take some notes. All right, so, yeah. Sorry, T.
No, you're good, man.
But I'm glad that he did that because to get the organization going in the direction that they want to go in, and to give him the opportunity to go where he want to go. Yeah. So I respect that he did. But for the fans to try to push him out with Ben Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger. But see, my thing is with this is, and I want people to understand. So let's get a comp. And again, I like to ball things down to it's like.
Let's ball this down.
I'm gonna boil it down. At the end of the day, everything has a shelf life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything in life has a shelf life.
Yeah.
This is that. You ever had a close friend, a confidant, and they went through a bad breakup? Mm-hmm. It's like that. And you look at the kids. In this situation, I think the kids are the fans. We're the fans. We don't want to see mom and dad break up.
Yeah.
We don't want to see that, but it's time.
Yeah.
The shelf life. As adults, we can understand the mature aspect of it is, hey, we don't hate each other, but it's time to, it's time to part. And the fans being the kids in this situation, we're caught up in like with our heart and not understanding. Man, 18 years at any job is a long time.
That is
you just
exactly
said
what I
about
was
Dan
just saying.
Marino played, 16 years, 17 years?
Yeah, I just did the number.
Yeah, so Mike Tomlin started out with a ball of fire. Like he came out, Rooney Rules, African-American coach, took over for another great, and Bill Cowher. Hey, man, and let's talk about this too. The Steelers only had 3 coaches.
3.
In their entire history. They've only had 3 coaches.
That's bananas. Me of somebody.
That's bananas, man.
But it's crazy.
It's crazy, but when you look at that, hey, man, it needed to be, and I think it was an applicable split. I think the Steelers got what they needed and Tomlin got what he needed, and it was a classy move that they say, hey, man, you can come in here and do it on your own terms, but it must be done.
Yeah.
I think that was the best, not a messy divorce. Like the whole thing in New England, as great as that dynasty was, the ending, I had problems. Mm-hmm. I had problems with the way it ended in New England. I was ready for it to be over.
Did you have problems? What you had problems with? Tell me what you
My thing was, again, as me being a simplest, like a minimalist in that aspect, at the end of the day, Belichick got in his feelings, who made a career of never being emotional, never taking it personal, treating everything transactional.
Yes.
Man, we all know Tom Brady was the spoon that stirred that. Take away nothing from Bill, because Bill was a great coach. But when you saw Bill without Tom, it showed.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people was talking about because of his age, but you weren't talking about his age when he was winning Super Bowl.
Who, Tom Brady?
No, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's true.
And after he left, I didn't want to see any coach who's that endeared and been that productive to have to leave under those terms.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Robert Kraft had to be put in such a compromising position because Bill Belichick put his ego and pride before what was best for the organization. You wanted to get rid of Tom Brady when Jimmy Garoppolo was there. Let's just talk about that. He wanted to send him down the road when Jimmy G emerged.
He did.
And you see what happened with that. When Tom left and went to Tampa Bay, even though he cherry picked, but the GOAT, you give him that.
I didn't mind that at all.
That's what I'm saying. You give the GOAT
that.
And guess what? Instant success.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is at UNC playing coaching for the Tar Heels, and he might not even get an extension. So again, with the greatness, everything that we talked about,
I don't think.
Hey man, I think he can adapt and he couldn't pivot and adjust to
I think
the
they have to do
NIL
something.
and the portal.
I don't mean to talk.
No, you good, bro.
But I do think that has to do more with his personal life.
I think the girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
But even
that's
at
what
that,
I think
that's
too.
not Bill Belichick. That's not the Patriot way.
That's
Bill,
true.
we
That's
talking
very
about
true.
a man
That's very true.
who won 6 Super Bowls. Really like 9 when you think about his coaching career, because people forget Bill Belichick coached the greatest defensive player, in my opinion, Lawrence Taylor in New York, and those
yeah,
Giants.
LT.
Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator there.
Coordinator for Big Ten.
Look, Bill Belichick cut his teeth with Ted Marchibroda, the same dude that Don Shula came up under. If anybody old football guys, y'all know who Ted Marchibroda is, then you know what I'm talking about.
And Belichick and Saban coached together too, right?
Yeah.
You know, they coached together,
They
right?
was
Look,
on
bro.
the Cleveland squad.
Look, man, the 1995 Cleveland
And
Browns.
Saban.
Yeah.
Saban was on that squad too.
Eric Mangini, Nick Saban, Kurt Ferentz at Iowa, Ozzie Newsome. Bro, it was so many people on that coaching staff. Jim Schwartz, Scott Pioli. They were all in
All of them
quality
was head
control.
coaches.
Go look at the 1995 Cleveland Browns are an anomaly of collection of great talent that never won anything.
Yep.
It is the greatest collection of coaching talent. Ozzie Newsome was a quality control scout.
That's reminded me of
Ozzie
like,
Newsome was a quality. Kurt Ferentz won 111 games at Iowa this season. He just won his 111 game. He was on that staff. Nick Saban was on that staff. Eric Mangini was on that staff. Jim Schwartz was on that staff. And Bill Belichick. That's crazy, man.
That's
we
raw.
talking 5 head coaches and 3 executives that won Exec of the Year. Scott Pioli, when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. Then my boy Tom Dimitrov, that was in Atlanta when Matt Ryan won the MVP. He was there.
wow.
So and Ozzie Newsome was the GM for the Ravens. He made the first pick for the Ravens, who was Jonathan Ogden, and his second pick was Ray Lewis. The greatest first 2 picks of a franchise ever. Though it was the old
Go
Colts
ahead,
franchise.
T. I hear you, man.
But
I hear you.
when you look at that
You in your
95
bag today.
Hey,
You in
bro,
your bag.
when you look at that 1995 Cleveland Browns coaching staff,
Yeah.
bro, the greatest. So again, to say all of that, what Tom did, what Bill did, the way it ended, it kind of like the kids are gonna see it, but we know it. Again, that's like us watching mom and dad fight. We don't want to see, but we know it has to end.
Yeah.
We just want it to be applicable.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't want that for Mike Tomlin or any long tenure coach. Man, have some decency, have some class, because Mikey T's gonna get a job.
Yeah.
You think so?
He's gonna get a job.
Another NFL job?
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna get a job. I don't know if it would be
He'll
a
get
head
another
coaching
NFL
job,
coach.
but he's gonna get a job. But in what frame or whatever. But again, think about how many names are out there right now.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels in Miami.
Yeah.
He got fired. He's on the street.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski, who's a 2-time coach of the year in 6 years, he's on the street. Mike Tomlin's on the street. Brian Kelly's on the street.
And we still got a lot of playoffs still left. Well, a lot of playoffs still left. We got let me see what we have here.
Oh
For
man,
NFL.
I already know what's coming up with that. But
So we got the Broncos. We got the Broncos and the Bills.
which is crazy.
January the 17th. We have the Patriots and the Texans, January the 18th. And we have the NFC, Seahawks, and the 49ers, the 17th, which I got Seahawks. And we have the Bears,
And Joe's Rams.
and the
These boys
Rams
right here.
on the
He's
18th.
more hell.
Hey, bro.
So who you got?
For me, I don't know if it's going to be per se easy, but with the last one, I'm gonna start with your last. I got the Rams over the Bears.
Wow.
Caleb Williams showed me a lot the other night. That was the weirdest, flukiest game I ever seen. Jordan Love, I think, is much better than Caleb Williams, but Caleb got the W.
Yeah.
I don't know how you have that collapse. So again, is Matt LaFleur? Because he only got hey, let's talk about that.
So you have the Rams.
I got the Rams over the Bears.
All right, who you got? 49ers, Seahawks.
I got the Hawks over the Niners,
I got
though it's
the
going to be a
Seahawks.
good game. And let me say this too, again, since I'm in my bag,
Yeah.
and my dog over there in the chair. Man, let's talk about how bad the NFC West is right
Boy,
now.
what
bruh.
you say?
When
Boy,
I
what you say?
hard sledding,
Lord.
look, 3 of the teams from that division are still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'll just say it to you like
It's
that.
4
tough.
teams.
That's crazy.
That's
It's
tough.
4 teams
It's
left
4
in the
teams and
NFC.
3 of them.
And 3 of them is from the NFC West.
So which means that translates to is you have to play your best football 6 times a year in that division.
Yeah.
Just in your division.
Come see you, boys.
But just in your division. The Rams, y'all were like 11 and what?
Oh,
The record?
God.
I
Wait a
got it
minute.
for you. I got it for you.
13 and 4.
13 and 4, and y'all a wild card team. That let you know how good the NFC West is.
Yeah.
They 13 and 4 and they're a wild card team.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Kind of like the Big Ten.
Look at the NFC North.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
you got the Packers, the Bears, who played last night, who were divisional divisional rivals. They played in a playoff game. Man, that's crazy. That NFC North and that NFC West, yeah, bro, stay out of that.
Yeah.
But again, with the Texans and the Patriots, this is a tricky one for me because, again, leading into the Patriot way, the guy that they got pulling the strings up there, Mike Vrabel, shout out to Vrabel, football guy. I don't think, because last night, C.J. Stroud, who's a great young quarterback, his turnovers alone should have lost that game. Should have lost that game.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily lost that game.
4 fumbles, man.
Yeah.
But speaking about coaching, D'Amico Ryans, let me throw something out there. D'Amico Ryans should be the coach of the year this year. This dude, look, what are the Texans' record?
And what he went through the year before.
The man has made the playoffs 3 straight years, which is a franchise record.
Yeah, but
And he's 12-5, and he's a wild card team as well.
yeah, 12-5, 5-3 away.
So look, but the man got 5 Pro Bowlers on defense alone, and it showed up last night.
It's his 3rd year.
It may be his 4th or 5th year, but he's made the playoffs in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Unheard of in Texas. Even with J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson, they never made the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Yep.
So we got to put some earnest on that.
That's
so
wild.
To answer your question more thoroughly, I got D'Amico Ryans riding the ship and getting his young quarterback under control, and they go into Foxborough and they beat the Patriots. I got the Texans over the Patriots.
I give you that. All right, and who we have
The Bills and the Broncos is a tricky one because the best player left in the playoffs on either division, even though I got Matt Stafford winning the MVP, and
Josh
Allen
Allen.
something else. Dog.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, he one of them ones.
He a stud,
So,
man.
He had an
Yes, sir.
interception problem early in his career, but
So what the Super Bowl game looking like?
to me,
Bills and Seahawks? Bills
Los
and
Angeles
Rams?
Rams
I've got
versus the
Rams.
Bills.
Bills and Rams?
Bills and Rams.
I've got the Rams and the Texans.
I gotta finally buy a Seahawks jersey, so I got the Seahawks in there. Sorry, Joe.
Hey.
And then
Seahawks, they the best team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They the best team in the
On
playoffs.
paper.
On paper.